Hello, ladies. Welcome to episode 20 of Auntie Listen.
Hey,
And
aunties.
Hey, aunties.
What was that?
I know, right? Hap- Happy 2025.
Yep, happy 2025, everybody.
And we're going to start with our quote. Without commitment, you will never start, but more importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. And that quote is by Denzel Washington. So, what do you guys think of the quote?
Anything
I
about
think that
Denzel is litty.
I was about to say that.
Oh, I didn't hear what you said. What you say, Auntie Marva?
Anything about Denzel is lit in the city.
Oh, okay.
Just say Denzel said it, and okay, that's what it is then. Why are we even talking about it? Let's just do it.
That's funny.
Because Unc said, thus says the Lord.
And
And
now
you
we're
heard
gonna
him.
right, and now we're gonna turn it over to Auntie Marva for announcements.
For announcements. Now, I've been trying to figure out how to do this to where I can do this and y'all can see me doing it. But for some reason I can't. And when I come out of there so I can look at, my notes and everything, I disappear. So I apologize. Okay? I
Okay.
apologize. so So, um, first of all, y'all know we really want everyone to make sure that you are liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing every single episode. How many episodes? All the episodes. Because just because you saw them, your homegirl or homie have not. So send, share, like, comment, subscribe, do all of the above so we can get these numbers up, these votes up, these shares up, and everybody can get all this good information. And where do you do that at? You will follow Auntie Listen podcast on all of our platforms. That is Instagram, Twitter, on YouTube, on our Patreon. And please remember with the Patreon, you can sign up for $5. You can get early access for just a measly old $5. That's less than a coffee drink at a high profile coffee spot. You dig? And
We ain't gonna say no names.
TikTok. Yeah, we ain't saying no names. And TikTok. So go to all these platforms. Type in Auntie Listen in the search engine or look down in our bio and you can find all of the links down there. And you can also follow our affiliate links so you can get some savings and some discounts on some of your platforms that you already shop at. Those includes Amazon, Bed Bath and Beyond, Target, Walgreens, Walmart, and the Great Discovery. You can sign up for free or paid classes, and you can upload a course for yourself on the Great Discovery. But last but not least, we want you guys to make sure that you are rocking the brand. Okay, we want you to get some Auntie Listen merch. Go to my Shopify, search Auntie Listen in the search engine. Get you a coffee mug, get you a bag, get you a t-shirt, get you some Auntie Listen merch because that money is going towards the platform to help us create more shows. Okay? We're not pocketing it just to be pocketing it. We're actually putting it to good use to give you more shows. Okay? So if you like what you heard, get to getting this. All this information is um in the description down below. And I hope you all enjoy that. Back to you, Auntie
Thank,
Dennis.
thank you. And because it's the beginning of a new year, and so when I mentioned this to Auntie Janisha the other day, she was like, "Oh, are we doing that again?" I'm like, "We do this every year." So, what is your word for the year? My word for the year is success. Auntie Janisha, did you get a chance to think of your word?
No, I didn't, because so many come to mind, and they're not all nice. Because people get on my nerves.
Okay.
My word I've been thinking in my head, but I've not done it to anybody is like when they start talking and it's getting on my nerves, whatever. And I think it's a part of my old age. I don't know, but it's like bah. That's my word. I really
That's
want
your
to just
word
do it
is
out
bye.
loud to scare them and get them away from me.
Okay. How is that?
It's borrowed from our Uncle Ebenezer Scrooge, but you know,
I figured that's where you.
Okay. So you did short and bah humbug to bah.
just bah. This, the scary auntie.
Okay. Auntie Marva.
So I gave this a long thought, and I realized that 2024, in 2024, a lot of things was taken away from me. Not necessarily bad, just in general. A lot of things were removed. Um, so I've been trying to see how I can utilize this, right? Because it's not
Right.
necessarily a bad thing. If something is taken away or removed, that means it's for my better good. So I would like to think, because again, I'm with like Auntie Janisha, a couple of words came to mind. I would like to think um the word for 2025 is expansion. And the reason
Okay.
being is if so much has been taken away, that has made room for new stuff to expand and explore. So I don't know, we could use some of any of those words in there.
Okay. So
Expand,
Mm,
explore.
expansion. That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out how bah is going to be positive and help us succeed. But okay.
Because if they
We
take the clue, then nobody will get hit that day.
we just
I can see them all scurrying out of the way.
right.
No, okay, seriously. So,
Yeah.
um, just considering what 2024 was for me, it was a lot of revelation. I came to terms with a lot of things and saw things crystal clear for what they were, some within myself, my own behaviors, and just some with people that I have been dealing with. And um, that word is revelation. So this year is fruition, just things coming into being because I've been able to see things clearly. Like my
Okay.
path is
Can
more
see.
clear now because of, yeah, hindsight.
Right.
So fruition. I am in expectation this year of some
Okay.
I
things.
almost started singing a song, but then I didn't want
Uh-huh.
Auntie to start yelling at me.
Yeah, I heard that, and I was getting ready to say, Auntie Marva, don't you sing that song? You better sing it in your head. So I thought that because we're all foodies here, that we could do food around the world. And so I'm just going to do two. And so we are going to go over to Scotland. And in Dundee, Scotland, they have Dundee cake. And it is their traditional Scottish almond stuffed fruit cake with sultanas and candied peel, known as Dundee cake. And it originated in the city of Dundee, while its name appears to have been first recorded in the late 19th century. Interestingly, the cake is said to be first created by Kelliers, the renowned marmalade makers from Dundee, who apparently found it convenient to bake cakes during the part of the year when they weren't making marmalade, most likely to make use of the spare citrus peel. And I included the recipe just in case you want to make it. And then we go from Scotland over to Colombia. And in Colombia, we have lechona, and that is in Tolima, Depart Colombia, and it is a traditional Colombian dish consisting of a roasted pig stuffed with onions, peas, fresh herbs, and various spices.
Oh,
The
run it.
pig is roasted for a long time until the meat is tender and succulent. The dish
Yep.
is usually prepared for celebrations and festivities since one lechona can produce as many as 100 servings.
Put me in line for a side of the swine. Yes, ma'am. That sounds
You
like
need
good eat.
you need a piece of that cake too to go along with it.
No,
That
ma'am.
little that little
No,
sweet and
ma'am.
salty thing going on.
No,
Okay,
ma'am.
She
because it
said
sounds like
no.
Because if that fruit cake tastes anything like the fruit cakes
fruit
running around
cake.
the U.S., I don't want
Right.
no parts of it.
That's what I was
Well,
wondering. It had
yeah,
to
I
be
don't,
better than
yeah, but
me.
see, I don't think that it does because when you look at the recipe, it doesn't have all that craziness in it.
I'm not convinced.
You're not convinced.
I don't even want to go there.
That's what I was thinking. They lost me at fruit cake. God dog it.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I tried. No,
Oh, that
ma'am.
is so funny. Well,
But that swine, I take it.
they lost me at almond because ever since I had that one bad almond, every time I have almond now, all I taste is that bad one. So I don't even like almonds anymore.
A
Mm.
bad omen.
Yes, it was not good. Not good at all.
Lord forbid.
Yeah. So our topic this month comes from Auntie Janisha, and it is things we no longer subscribe to.
Mm.
Yes. And so it was interesting um doing the research for this. And so I had to call Auntie Janisha and I was like, hey, so is this what you had in mind? Because all of the stuff that I was coming up with was stuff like, okay, so it is 20 things we no longer do. What? Memorize phone numbers. We don't have phone books. Um, Parked cars with for sale signs. I saw that, but I'm like, I actually still do see
I see
that.
that a lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I see that a
Yeah.
lot
So
too.
I'm like, where are they that they're not seeing that?
In the house.
Probably. Um,
Gotta be.
right. And for figuring out math in your head. Well, I could never
That's
do
not
that, but
true.
there are some people that are genius at that. I'm
I
just
wouldn't say
not one
genius,
of
but
them.
that's my thing.
I
I
like,
be on in
yeah.
my head
I,
and my fingers and
my,
all the stuff.
yeah. Yeah. Let's do this in my head. Yeah. Hurry up.
Yeah.
Hmm. Especially like if
Um,
I'm in the store or whatever. Oh, I know exactly what I'm paying. Well, almost exactly what I'm paying before I get there. Cause oh, I fear having to put something back in front of people. That's crazy.
right.
I
I
have a
don't care
pretty
nothing
good
about that.
idea.
I don't care nothing about that. But I do know what I'm about to spend as like a guesstimate at the register.
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
With the
even me knowing
tax.
that, I will still get there and be like, I changed my mind. You put it back. I
Uh-uh.
don't need it.
But I can factor in the tax too. Yep.
Right. So this so the next one, I'm like, I do this all the time. Call a family member and ask where they are. When I call Auntie Janisha or Auntie Janisha call me, that's like one of the top questions I ask. It's like, where are you? Because she's always on the
Probably
road.
because I drive. Yeah. But I can imagine a lot of people that isn't what they do. Mama,
Right.
in your world, what do you see? Because you speak with a lot of people daily.
I'm thinking about this now. Do I do that? I I have stopped doing that, but I think I've stopped doing okay. I stopped doing it because I had two exes that would always kind of be offended as to why I'm asking that. And I wasn't asking to be nosy as if like are you with another female or something? I was just generally asking it because I thought it was a general question. Hey, where you at? Okay, bet. Let me and move on with my conversation. But they would actually get offended by it. So, and it would cause like an argument, or we would go back and forth. So I stopped doing it altogether.
Mm.
Hmm.
Well, the article says that the reason why they don't do that is because they could just go on their phone and look at their location.
Oh, not mine.
Who
I'm
walking
like,
around with their
not mine
location
because
on?
my
People
location is
crazy. That's
off.
why I got
Nobody,
blocked.
I'm like, nobody's check.
Mm-mm.
I'm no, you're
I
not
do
checking
have
my
people checking
location.
my location. Auntie, baby sister, and her kids. One of my cousins and one of my best friends.
Oh, so you have your location on in
Just
order
for
for.
them. It's not on.
Just yeah.
I
Wait.
gave them access.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah, mine is indefinite for my kids.
yeah.
They
No,
know.
well,
Like one of them always tell me she gonna pull up on me. I'm like, you don't even know where I am. And then I think about it. She always ropes me into that.
mm-mm. Nope. Well, no. Good luck trying to find me. The
But
next one.
Auntie, now work with. Hold on, everybody. I'm encouraging everyone, but especially you, Auntie, as well. Even though you don't leave the house as much anymore, give somebody your location. It is very important because things are going on. Things are going on,
At least
and we
one
know
person,
this.
like your
Yes,
daughter or your
Well,
favorite
and
niece.
and yeah, way across the country. I get it. What are they gonna do? But at least somebody will know something. Somebody's able to track something.
right. When I do leave the house, I'm usually either with the person that I 9 times out of the 10, I'm with the person that I would tell anyway. So,
But if something
but
happens to both of you,
but I hear what you're saying. Well, then her husband knows. But
all
I
right,
hear what
well,
you're
leave it to
saying.
them.
Nope,
You're just
I
hard
hear.
headed. Go ahead.
No, I hear what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I know, Auntie. I'm just being an auntie right now and a
I
mom.
know. Yes, you are.
Let's move on. Number 7
Okay.
or 6.
Number 6. Telling time by analog clock. I'm like, who
Yep.
doesn't do that? I
A
still
lot
I
do
of
do
that.
people.
that still. And when I buy little kids watches, I always get an analog because I think that them digital ones, they should know some stuff.
Right. And
We
we
also
should
pull out maps.
yes,
Go
and
ahead.
we should explain to the young who would like to explain to the youngins in the room what an analog clock is.
So, oh, that's funny that we would have to. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So the analog is the one with the hands on it. It's
Yes.
not the digital one with the numbers that you can read just straight out like a word. It has the hands, and you have to figure the thing out. But once you get it, you don't have to figure it. Just look at it, and you know.
Right.
It's a very beautiful skill to have. It's
Yeah.
old school, yes, but yeah.
Yeah. Make photo albums. But
I,
people still do that, but they just do
I,
them online. Because I
True.
know Google is always after, they're always like, do you want to put this in a photo album? I'm like, no, don't put stuff in albums. Just put my just leave my pictures alone. Don't touch my pictures.
And I
I'll
still find it a fun thing to do, taking the pictures and putting them, because I like to sort things and arrange them. But they have these companies now that you can send your photos off to, and they'll send you them already bound and stuff like that.
and they're not expensive.
Yeah, they
yeah,
are very cheap. But I feel like that's kind of like hiring somebody to put up your Christmas lights. That's kind of,
right.
you're not really committed, are you?
But
Right.
some people don't have time to do that type of stuff. They
Okay,
would
Marva.
receive and respect and appreciate the deed being done. Sheesh.
You sound like you hired somebody.
Right. She got totally
I hope
offended
you
by
tipped them.
People make
That's a
great
service.
money doing things like that, and they tend to be very creative.
that. Wow, she took a great offense to that. Okay, moving on. Have a CD or records collections.
Yep,
So
both.
my home girl from my job, she is moving, and she just gave me a box full of 90s CDs and R&B, soft rock, uh yeah, a whole big
Ooh,
old box. And some of them are mixtapes that were made, and some of them are original CDs and discs. Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
and number 9 is make mixtapes. When I saw that, I just had a flashback of sitting at the radio waiting for my song and then getting mad when the DJ is like talking over the intro. I'm like, stop talking over the
That
intro.
was the worst.
The intro's the best part. Why are you talking over the intro?
Right.
Yes.
Auntie
And
Marva, no, that was my thing back in the day, making me some tapes.
She was a
right.
beast.
And then number 10, call a theater for showtimes. I'm like, yeah, that's true. I don't do that anymore. I
Say
have
that
the app.
again.
Call a theater for showtimes. Remember back in the
Oh
day, you
yeah.
had to call the theater to find out what time a show was starting.
And then wait till
Um,
it looped back around
yep,
because you
because you
missed.
missed it.
But now you could just go to the website and look it up.
Right.
Right. Or look on the app.
Mm-hmm.
Record your shows on tape.
Man, ain't
I'm
nobody
like,
doing that.
yeah, nobody's
Like
doing that.
VHS.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Yes.
Yeah. No,
Yes.
no, no.
Ain't
Um,
nobody doing that.
right. Watch shows when they were broadcast live. I'm like, I'm pretty sure some people are still doing that.
Yeah, it depends
I
on what it is. There are certain things
Yes.
that are a big deal, and I want to catch it. But I don't like live shows too much because people
I
are
do
laughing
it
No,
and all
for
that
they
stuff.
different reasons.
no, not like a live broadcast. I mean, like when the show, like watching NCIS when it on the day it airs and not on
That
a streaming service.
People binge watch. No.
That's what that
Yeah,
means.
no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, no.
Yeah. And then run to the store for a last minute gift. I'm like, I don't remember the last time I bought a gift in a store.
Mm-mm. I
um
never do that.
Amazon.
Guilty. Very guilty.
Are
Yeah,
you
I'm
guilty about that?
mm-mm.
I
Okay.
am horrible with it.
Okay, cuz I'm just like Amazon.
But now,
Yeah,
in my
it's
defense,
annoying.
I am very, very meticulous about my gift giving. So I've thought
Yeah,
about that gift, and I already know what it's going to be, and I know what it's going to look like. I just haven't actually done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
gotcha. Gotcha. Um cut things out of the newspaper. I was like, I've never cut things out of newspapers, but I have cut things out of magazines.
Yeah, I will. If there's a
Me too.
newspaper and it's discarded or something like that, if I see something interesting, I'll cut it out.
I
Like
do it. Yeah.
quotes and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I do
Oh,
that.
okay.
Vision boards. Vision boards. I
Mm-hmm.
do it.
Yes, vision, yes. Um, send a handwritten letter.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, I used to do that
Yes.
when I
Yeah,
had a
I still
pen
write.
pal. I did that a lot when I had my pen pal.
I like writing, so I will just sit and write the alphabet. Auntie Janisha knows that. I like
Right.
writing,
Mm-hmm.
so I will write in a heartbeat. I got a
Yeah.
lot of notebooks. I write. I like to write. So.
As a matter of fact, I've been trying to make time. Well, I haven't been trying to make time. I have decided that I will start writing letters to my grandkids
Oh,
so they can receive them because they're all reading now.
right.
And I think that would be a cool thing. They would really love that, getting mail.
Yeah. So this next one, I still do it. I'm like, people aren't doing this. Looking up spelling words in the dictionary. Not spelling words, but if I see a word that's new to me, I will look it up in the dictionary.
Yes. Well, if Google counts.
Yeah, I'm about to say I'm not using a physical book.
Yeah, because I don't have a.
Well, yeah,
I do
there
at home, but not out here.
yeah, I mean, yeah, Google has a dictionary. Well, the not Google's dictionary, but what is it? It starts with an M. It's what is there? We used to have them in school. It has, oh, what are their names? It's the I can't remember the name. I can't think of the name of the dictionary. It'll come to me. And then
I know
17
what you're talking about too. Hmm.
is you use a phone book. I mean a phone booth. I'm like, they don't even have phone booths anymore. So
Only in Britain.
I'm like,
Don't they still have those red ones in Britain? They work?
oh, I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't know either.
And then the next one goes with the one we just did. Carry enough change to make a phone call. Well, of course not,
Yes,
because we don't have phone
but not
booths,
to make a phone call, but I carry change.
right?
I keep change, but I ain't got
A
yeah,
lot of
phone.
people won't even carry dollars anymore,
Yeah.
but I
And then
always keep cash for like tips and stuff like that.
yes. And then this one, I'm
Hmm.
like, this isn't true. People still do use a travel agent. I'm like, people still do use travel agents. What are they talking about?
It has
And
to be written by young people. That's what I'm feeling of this list.
right, some millennial probably wrote it.
Hmm.
And then and then 20, getting your canceled checks back at the end of the month. I'm like,
No.
oh yeah, they did used to do that.
Yeah, no, we
We-
don't need that no more though.
Yeah, I'm like, do people still write checks?
We don't need it
As a
with
matter of
online
fact, the
banking.
last time I had a checking account, they were not sending them back. They weren't
Yeah.
even doing that anymore.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, people still have checks. Oh, okay. I didn't think people had checks.
Yep. I still form a business account. I keep check.
Oh, okay. All
Hmm.
right. So what did you guys think of that list?
It was a pretty
It was
cool
written by a
list. It
young
was very,
person.
yeah,
Hmm.
it was very eye opening, but at the same time, some of the stuff I actually still do. So, yeah, it's all about who made that list.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. And so the other thing that Auntie Janisha had on her list was, how often do you go through your things to clear them? And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how I say I'm going to do that every year, and every year I don't. So Auntie
Well,
Janisha, how often do you do it?
I was thinking more about clothes, but in general, all of my stuff, whenever I got a divorce or we were separating in 2013,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I kind of narrowed my stuff way down, everything that would fit into my expedition. And then it dwindled down from there. And then in 2000, I guess maybe 18, I started going back up the charts with stuff,
Oh,
but loving the freedom of not having so much stuff. So it's really a constant ebb and flow with me of stuff.
right.
Yeah, it is pretty consistent.
Yeah. Auntie Marva.
Mm, I'll agree with Auntie Janisha. I'll agree with Auntie Janisha. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Pretty consistent with me too. I'm
Mm,
sorry, my sinuses is cutting up over here.
okay. And then she had are you one of those people that pay for a storage unit every month?
Every single one, yes, ma'am.
I did before I bought my house. After I purchased my house, I closed my two storage units and put everything in my house. And so,
I think the
yeah.
real question is, do we want to?
Well, sometimes life, you don't have a choice because sometimes life puts you in a situation to where you have to, whether
I
you
just
want to or
downsized.
not.
I just downsized from a 3 bedroom to a 1 bedroom, and I wasn't giving all. I wasn't giving all of my stuff away because I want to purchase. I want to purchase this year,
Okay.
2025, and I'm not buying all that stuff over again.
Right.
Doesn't make any sense. It's actually cheaper
I
for me
feel
to go
you.
ahead and pay that one bill and keep my stuff and then put my stuff in my house when I get my house. And our mom just did the same thing. We were over there, me and one of our other sisters was visiting her over the weekend, and she was unpacking, and it was all the stuff that she had on her storages from when she moved. And I was like, wow, you had those storages a long time. She was like, yeah, I wasn't getting my stuff wet. And so she don't need to purchase anything because she got everything, a
Right.
surplus of almost everything, really. So
Right.
I was like, yep, I'm gonna sit on my storage because I have a lot. I like decor, and I have a lot of decor when it comes to like decorating and stuff. Mixed colors, different pieces. My style is kind of weird, eclectic, weird, but I know for a fact some of the pieces that I have, I won't be able to find again. And
Mm.
Hmm.
but they're lifetime pieces. They're not pieces that they were gotten with the trend or fad. So I got all my stuff, and then I got my washer and dryer because ain't no hookup here, and yeah, I'm keeping that too. So
Right. That is an essential. Yeah. Auntie Janisha.
Um, oh, I just said about my stuff.
Oh,
What was the
okay.
other question? But what I did you get? Did I send you the statistics on storage units?
No.
Because what I found is that people keep a storage unit for an average of 14 months, and
Okay.
they're paying. We are paying an average of $190 a month for stuff that we don't even see a lot.
Wow.
That was kind of wild for me. That was kind of
Yeah,
wild.
that is wild. Yeah.
$200.
I had mine longer than 14 months. I had my storage unit for about 2.5 years.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I had
Auntie
it
Marva, I'm sorry.
and I
Go
had
ahead.
two of them.
You just brought up something. Auntie Marva, about how long you think Mama had her storages that she was paying for?
10 years.
That's wild. So, if it's anywhere close to 10, even half of that, her storage was about $300. I think it was more, but just do that math just on three. And
No,
then when
remember
I
she got it
brought
back
this,
in the day, so prices weren't that high.
but they go up all the time. So yeah, it didn't start there, but like by the time she took the stuff out, that was a whole bill.
But she said she did say she mentioned because we were having this conversation and our sister was like, that was a lot of money that you spent all that time, and she was like, well, I had it for so long that they stopped going up on my rent, and it
It,
hasn't went up in years.
it
And
was
I was like, oh,
grandfathered
that was
in.
nice. Yeah, that's what I was
No,
thinking.
she
I
was
said,
defending her hoarding. Cause I was remember when I came home, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was about to say. When I emptied it, because I finally got her to go ahead and stop paying on that. Mom, why are you doing that when we could put it here on the property, right? That stuff was dry rotted and everything. Like it wasn't if people are not, and this is encouraging, not really just being mean, but if you're not going to check on your things, and even my son-in-law, his storage as well as a couple of people in his unit, their stuff was broken into. So if you are choosing to keep a storage, people please go check on your stuff
was
because you could
mom's
be paying for nothing.
was mom's refrigerated or air conditioned?
Hers was not.
Mm,
His was.
I pay the extra fees for air conditioned, climate controlled,
for the climate
because
control. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my stuff messed
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
The two that I had, the whole facility was climate controlled, and I picked them because of that, and that they were close by. So if I needed to, I could just run by and grab something.
Right.
Yeah.
But Auntie
Uh,
Marva, yours is because you know that you're going to move and you're going to utilize your stuff. Mama was keeping stuff like our old stuff when we were kids, like clothes and shoes that the moths ate and stuff like that. And then meanwhile, we're growing bigger. We got kids coming along, and she's on great grands now. And I kept encouraging her. I'm sure a lot of other people too. The kids that came along could have been using those things. So what is the point of that? Like some of this stuff is,
Oh,
come
no,
on,
no,
guys.
no. I wasn't talking about mama. I was talking about our mom.
No, I know. I wasn't even bringing her into the equation because I know why she was holding her stuff the same reason you're holding yours, because you anticipate moving to a larger place so you can utilize your stuff again, take it out and
Correct.
set it up. I was
Correct.
saying about
But
some of
yeah,
us, we are emotionally attached to things and
that's
no
true.
one's getting any use out of it when we could really be blessing somebody.
That's true. That is true. That is true.
That was just, I was just trying to encourage in that way. But I understand it's a real psychological, mental thing for people who are true hoarders. So it's
Right.
not that easy. But just as a way, a word of encouragement, you could be blessing someone. So,
Right.
and saving money.
Yes. So the next one on the list was, do you have clothes that come back in style?
Oh, yes.
All clothes come back in style, though. All clothes. Unfortunately for Auntie
Ooh,
Janisha,
don't don't come for me.
I done came.
Yeah, she coming for you.
Ooh, man,
She throwing you under the
polyester
bus.
and butterfly collars. They always still been in style for me. I love it.
Polyester and corduroys and bell bottoms. I'm sick of it.
I love that look.
She was a 70s kid. She
And they
can't
look
help it.
great on her.
She can't help it. I was thinking about this question, and I am not a fashionista, so I don't pay attention to that. And plus two, I hate shopping. And so I just and for that I buy my clothes two sizes too big because I don't want to have to go back and shop again in another 6 months to a year. I just mm-mm.
So you automatically assume that you're going to gain weight, Auntie?
No,
Right.
because I don't try clothes on in the store because I don't know what the hygiene of the person who tried it on previously. I get them two sizes too big because I wash my clothes before I even wear them. And so if I get them two sizes too big, I know they're gonna fit, and I don't have to worry about trying them on. I
Is it
That's
because
a
you're,
lot of shrinkage.
I was
the
about to say, is it because
expression
you're shrinking the clothes down?
that no, because I don't like my clothes to just fit me. I don't like my clothes to be tight on me. I like to be able to move in my clothes. So I
I am
don't like
intrigued here. I
I
am
don't
very
like
intrigued here.
I don't like anything. I don't like anything that is tight on
Let's
me.
let's go deeper. Let's go deeper.
She's
How? Because I've never heard of this. This this is bothering me, but I am
You almost
intrigued.
made me spit my water out.
Because the
Auntie Dr.
fashionista,
Marvel.
the fashionista in me is raging right now. 'Cause and I'm a big girl. I'm not skinny. I'm a big girl. I don't wear tight clothes. I don't wear. I will.
uh,
But I, for most of the part, I love, 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 love fashion. But I do dress for comfort, right? I like
right.
cutesy. I like girly. I like frilly. I like lace and
Nope.
layers. I like patterns. I love colors. I do the whole
Nope.
nine yard. I like
Nope.
abstract. I love outfits. I love it all, right?
Mhm.
Here's the thing: when it comes to when it co- let's see, you have to put it on in the store, right? I
No.
get it. I get it. I get the phobia. I get it. But you're not putting it on to keep it on to where it's actually your body is going to absorb what is in that thing. You're literally putting it on and taking it off.
Mm-mm. No. I have it has to be washed first. Mm-mm. I have to wash it first.
So when you get it home and it does not shrink down, because you said two sizes too big. I
Yeah.
see one size too big, but two sizes too big. This is a sheet, a blanket. You're cuddling at this point. I'm
She said cuddling.
trying to sympathize and understand.
You're failing at it.
You are.
Man.
She said cuddling. I just don't like my clothes to fit. I don't like my clothes to be tight on me.
Okay.
I
Okay.
just like my clothes, I just like them to be loose and comfy. And yeah, yeah,
Loosey goosey.
yep. I mean, I hate wearing clothes to begin with, but we just gonna leave it at that. But
Yeah, you definitely some kin to mama. She don't like clothes either. Just done
My
scared
lord.
all my friends. All my friends just be confused. Like, what is happening right now? Hey, the lady don't like clothes. I don't know what to tell you. She don't like clothes. Just introduce yourself and leave it alone. Oh, children be traumatized.
Ah. Well, that's why you should call before you come over.
Side note, and I'm gonna just say this, and then we can move on. My cousin, we had just left a funeral. Her grandson had passed away, and she wanted to get away. So I called my grandma. And was like, "Mom, bringing cousin through. You know, you ain't seen her in a long time since she was a little girl. Say hey." Now, mind you, my cousin is not my grandma's grandchild. They from
Okay.
two separate sides of the family. But of course, my grandma know who she is. So I called her in advance because I know my grandma and told her bringing cousin through. Cousin, just she just want to be uplifted, and everybody know Mama is full of jokes. So I'm like, this perfect. You ain't seen it in a long time. It's gonna be nice. Walk through the door. Hey, so and so, how you doing? Oh, you look just like your mama. My cousin, floored, mouth hung open, stuck. I said, well, we leave. And she looking at me, telling me, why wouldn't you tell me that? I said, well, I called her in advance thinking, but I thought she would put some clothes on. I'm sorry. But let's look at the brighter side. You ain't sad no more. You ain't got you ain't thinking about the funeral.
She's like a box of chocolates.
That was
No.
6 years ago, and that girl talk about that to this very day. We literally just talked about it 3 days ago. Traumatized.
Oh, that's funny. No, if you call me and let me know you're coming, I'll be presentable. But if you just show up, then
You get what you get.
you get what you get.
That's horrible, Auntie. I was not
Look,
helping you. I just knew that's what you were gonna say.
yeah.
I don't know about you. I don't know about you.
I
Look,
think I'm looking. I think I'm looking forward to that era. I am, because that's a lot of kahunas, man.
Mm-hmm.
yep. If you let me know you're coming. So let's see. This I'm gonna save this one for last because actually these all kind of tie in together, but um there was a video that you sent me and I watched that video and they all kind of go into um the next three things. Um they all are kind of different, but the first one is, what is something that you used to believe about yourself that you don't anymore? So, Auntie Janisha.
Um, that I had to excel at stuff like in school. Since I went back to college, I don't care about the A anymore. I could care less. That used to be a big deal for me. And truth be told, I'm looking for somebody to take my statistics class for me. There, I
Look at
said it.
me. I gotta take my own. Not looking forward to
We're gonna have to bleep that out.
it.
Because
Well, they
girl.
can't prove I did it. Just like they can't prove a lot of people do it. Because I've had conversations about that doggone class, and everybody everywhere be like, ugh, yeah,
Uh,
it's trauma.
yeah,
It is trauma.
it is trauma. Auntie Marva.
I just don't. I'm still with Auntie Janisha. I just don't understand why the hardest class of all the classes, statistics, has to have a foreign teacher with the language barrier. Why? Why?
Uh,
We already don't understand this book. Now I don't understand this book and my teacher. This ridiculous. Why?
He set me up to fail.
Okay,
she
so
said you have set me up to fail.
things that I let go of. I am not there with the education thing. I'm an overachiever with school, with work. I don't know how to let that go. I don't know how to
Yeah.
do it. But I can say I think I may be on the brink of the that previous era we were just talking about, like that I don't care, because I think the achieving thing, that's internal. Like I'm competing with nobody but myself.
Mm-hmm.
But on with other things, a long time ago I learned um to stop caring about what people think about me.
Mm,
Um I stopped feeling the need to have the last word. I don't prove, like, if somebody got a wrong narrative about me, I don't care. I did it. Yeah, that was me.
mm,
I don't know when that happened, but it's there and I like it.
yeah.
I'm even to a point where I used to be kind of nosy, and I remember a friend girl of mine. She was the one that taught me that. We could be talking about something, and I'm like, "Oh, you heard such and such and such and such." She would instantly, I don't care. That's not my business. Not my business. And I used to be so offended, like, "Girl, this is some good piping tea. You don't want to hear." And I get why now. She's achieved so much in her life because she's focusing on herself, and I was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't care.
Mm-mm.
I
Yeah.
don't care. What's your favorite videos, Auntie Janisha? I don't care. I gotta get out of here.
Gotta get out of here.
I
Gotta get
gotta
up
get
out of
out
here.
of here.
That little Hudson young man. I forget
Philip
his name.
Hudson. I
Philip
gotta get
Hudson.
up out of
I gotta get up out of here. Gotta get up.
here. I like that. Like I'm really I can't wait to see how it grows, because I really am comfortable in that place of not caring about, what people say about
Mm,
me, about my life, decisions that I make.
right.
You can't hurt my feelings anymore. I think that's what it all boils down to.
Yeah. See,
You
I never
can't.
cared about that.
I used to. It was bad. I cared about what people thought, and I cared about my friends and my family and their opinion, and it was bad. But it was also, I realized that was a hindrance too.
Yeah. And,
Mhm.
and and I wonder if it's now that I have autism, and the more I learn about it, I'm like, oh, maybe that's why I didn't care. 'Cause I was just like in my own little autistic world, just, just
But wait a minute.
oblivious to
Did I did I
everybody.
did I
That's what I
actually answer
noticed
the
with the
question?
kids that have autism. They were oblivious to what the response was because they were in their head, and they just
Yeah.
move on. They just move in their way, which is a really I envy that because I used to suffer from the same thing. But then the 50s happened, turn 50, and it
Yeah.
started in the 40s, and I think that's what Auntie Marva is experiencing right now. She's on the
Hmm.
brink of it. Yep.
Hmm.
And my lady mentors right before I turned 40, they said that this is going to happen to you. And I was so
Mm,
excited. And when I got there, it was beautiful. And now I'm feeling like that's why everybody is that young man, that young lady, even when they're older than me. because that's how I feel. Like everybody is just, I wouldn't say subordinates, but like
It's a child.
that's just, yeah, everybody,
Yeah.
everybody.
So
I'm there all the way. Everybody, leave that baby alone.
right.
That baby be
Yeah.
37 years old.
Right. Yeah. So
Or
yeah. So
77.
or 77. Yeah. So the thing that I used to believe about myself that I don't anymore, and it's because I was told this all the time, was that I was worthless. So
Mm.
yeah. And I wouldn't amount to anything.
I know that. And I think we relate a lot there because my whole conclusion to my hypothesis, it started from there. I was focused on what everybody thought because of that, being told that all the time. You ain't gonna
Right.
amount to that. Well, let me see how much I'm gonna amount to. Let me figure that
Right.
out.
Right. So the next one is, what is something that you believed as a child that turned out not to be true? Auntie
I want
Janisha.
to answer that, man.
There's so many things. Um, I don't know. You might have to come back to me on that.
Okay. Look at Auntie Marva's face. Auntie Marva.
We're going dark.
Okay. Uh-oh. Let me brace myself for the dark side.
I thought that I would not live past the age of 22.
What?
I don't know why the number was 22. And I remember having this conversation about 20 years ago with a sibling. And I remember her looking at me and I was just convinced, like, this was on the other side of 22 though. But I remember saying, man, I just remember I would never live past 22, but I did. That's cool, right? That's good. And I remember looking at her and she was like awestruck, like, what?
That's what I'm feeling right now. You my little sister, and I never knew that. That's wild.
I can sympathize with that because I but mine was 25. I was like, I'm not going to make it past 25. And so I didn't even try. And then when I turned 26, I was like, oh, I'm 26. I guess I better figure out this life thing because
I
I didn't
I
think I was going to be here this long.
Now I did the opposite of that because I think that's why I did the fairy tale living thing. They oh, you always live with your head in the clouds, a fairy tale thing. Because I was thinking I got to do something extravagant because I don't have much time left.
Kind of like me and my wild party,
I'm running out of
my
time,
wildness.
so let's do this. We got to do this. Let's do this. I got to do this. Um,
This
and
is
then when I did get past 22, I the year of 22 was nerve wracking for me because I was like, man, this it. This it.
This is it. I got to
I don't
go
know
out with
how
a
it's gonna
bang.
happen. Not sure how this is gonna happen, but is it? Um but then when I hit I think it was like 23, right at the edge of 24, that's when she and I was having that conversation. And I was like, wait a minute, I passed 22. Oh, I'm good. I don't know how much further I can go, but I made it over that hump. Whatever that hump was, I made it over it.
Hate it.
So I was like, okay, so everything else that I'm about to do is it's gonna be extra. And I remember that was around the time that Auntie Janisha, if you remember, that's when I started auditioning for like the singing stuff, and that's when I started trying to act, and because all that was extra to me. So I'm like, okay, let's see what else I can do. But I just remember her face looking at me like, that is sad. Like I can't believe, and it was she wasn't downing me. I think she felt bad for me. But I was looking at her like, why are you sad? Like I made it.
Right?
I
cause
don't
I
understand.
that's
This is
what?
I rem-
How?
I
Because
remember.
I relate that just working with young people, many of them who grew up in the hood, and I've had some of those, especially young black males. One in particular, he came to me one day out when we had our store, and he said, "You don't even know who I am, do you?" I'm like, "No." And when he said his name, it immediately hit me so heavy in my chest, and I knew he didn't even remember what I was trying to remind him of. But that child in fifth grade told me that he was not going to live to be 18 years old. And I've heard that similar thing from children who grow up in really like violent or um impoverished environments, and that we had those trauma, big trauma in our household, but I never thought that. First of all, is that why you felt that way? Or what was it that made you feel that way?
Yeah,
Because I understand from people in certain neighborhoods, but we grew up in the suburbs.
we grew up
Yeah.
in the suburbs, and we were very privileged, and we had a lot more than the average. Even the ones in within our suburb, we had more than them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think mine came from all of that we heard about. You're never going to be anything. You'll never have nothing. You're never going to amount to anything. That played a part in it, as well as the trauma that was happening on top of it,
Mm-hmm.
like the physical and mental. The mental trauma was probably the nail in the coffin, but the physical trauma was like, and this is why. Here's some extra stuff. If that makes sense.
Hmm.
Yep. Yep.
It does.
Totally get it. I'm right
That's
here with you,
crazy.
sister. Two separate household, but pretty much, but same thing.
I
So
never, I
that's one
never,
right there.
I never thought about why the number 22 though. I don't know where that came from, but I distinctly remember it being 22. I'm not gonna live past 22.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's so interesting that yours was 22 and mine was 25.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, Auntie Janisha, are you ready?
I no, and we can skip it because I'm stuck right now on
Oh,
Auntie Marva. I didn't know
but
that. That's
I remember
wow.
having this conversation with the other sibling as well as the baby. But I thought I had this conversation with you too before.
Mm-mm.
When I did have the revelation that I made it. Again, this was because I'm 45. So yeah, so this was 22 years ago, 21 years ago, 22 years ago that I had that conversation with her. And I just remember her just the look on her face is exactly what you're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't a sad day for me. Like I literally was in celebration because I was like, hey,
I made it.
I
Party
made
time.
it. All this other stuff is extra. Yeah, all of this traveling the world and working with celebrities, this is extra.
Right?
Cause I was supposed to have been gone.
A long time ago.
Man, I made it. What it is, we made it. This song.
Right? High five, virtual high five. We made it.
We made it. But I know for a fact that is also the reason why I lived in the fairy tale world. Why I remember, you remember I told you our cousin, she always said, you live in a fantasy world, in the fairy tale world. Well, why not? Ain't got much time.
Got to
That
Ain't
get it
is
got
all
time to
in.
be playing with you. I'm finna go over here with Peter Pan and we finna do this.
right. So for me, I used to think that I was adopted. And I used to be like, I'm adopted, and one day my real family is gonna come and take me away from all this.
Oh, oh man.
Yeah.
Oh.
But unfortunately that was not true.
Oh.
I was born into it. I was like, oh, great. I guess this is my real family. Great.
What?
I don't even know whether to be sad or hype you up to be happy about that. I don't even know.
You know what? The craziest part of everything that I said, and in respect to the trauma, and because like you said, it was big trauma. It was very traumatic. There was nothing. There was good, but there was way more bad than good. I was
Mm-hmm.
still always very proud of our family. Is that weird? Like, you see how you said you thought you were in the wrong family,
Yep.
and then when the realization hit, you was like, "It's my family."
Right.
Mine was the opposite. Like, I was always very proud of our family. Now that makes me wonder why though.
Mm, yeah.
I know
Um,
exactly why I feel that way. I am very proud of our family with all this stuff because again, working with different kids and looking at their family dynamic, mm-mm-mm. No, not
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. And
A lot of
sometimes you,
horrible scenarios. And even like we didn't get whooped with extension cords and those sorts of things. Now
oh, I did.
sometimes I'm a more of an emotional person, so that my grandmother's or our abuser's mouth, I would rather have been hit than the stuff that she would say.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
That's just how I'm set up.
I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Because that bruise will heal, and it'll disappear, or it'll make you stronger. But that some of those words, they sink, they cut deep, and they go to the bone, and still
Yeah.
fighting some of that stuff to this day.
Well, I still have the webs on my legs from um the extension cords. I still have them today.
I think because ours used cocoa butter and
What?
all that all that natural healing, vitamins and salves and
Uh,
yeah, my skin pretty.
they got rid of the evidence.
Yeah, ain't leaving nothing over here.
Okay,
Mm-mm.
disclaimer. Although we're joking around, abuse is not fun. It's not funny. It's and we're
No.
not for it. And also, this is the first show of the year. It's supposed to be happy, and you guys,
Well, you're the one that
Okay,
came up with these.
so how we can turn this mood light is we're in a place where we can laugh about it because we're no longer
true.
there anymore. So we're in a good place.
Even though
We're
it's
Right.
in
not
a good we're in a
funny,
great place. It's not funny. It's
No, it's
definitely not
not.
funny.
No, but the thing about it is
I
because
did say
we
it was going dark. I'm sorry.
she did
you
say that.
did.
And I said this in a previous episode, that if I hadn't gone through all those things, would I be the person I am today? You know,
Mhm.
so the bright side of that, or the flip side of that, or however you want to say it, is that those experiences has shaped me to be the person I am today.
True, because I can specifically think of two ways that I have like my drive is because like early on, especially when I graduated high school and moved back from Atlanta to our city, I hurried up and got myself together so I wouldn't have to stay in my grandparents' house. Not
Yeah.
another moment.
Yeah.
And everything I've done since then has been so I can stay out and be on my own. And then I think too, it made me, and I wasn't a perfect parent, but it made me a better parent in that I made sure that I listened to my kids and did things with them and stuff that I felt that we were deprived of. I
Right.
made sure to do those things for my children, not keep them away from their cousins and all that sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
It was a mental thing. Like it normally would and should come natural, but I don't know that it would have had we not gone through what we, you know.
Right. Exactly.
hmm
So, do you have an answer to your question?
No, because we've been on stuff. Let me see. Okay, come up with something on the fly that's true. Something that I believed as a child.
That turned out not to
I
be true.
I thought that all children were doing better. Like I didn't I've come to realize as I've spoken to a lot of my peers
Mm-hmm.
that everybody was pretty much going through um like identity crisis, all the stuff that you learn that you go through, during development.
You're right.
I really thought I was the only one, like I felt that I was so awkward and so this and that. And pretty much everybody that I've spoken with, as it's come up here and there, have the same story. Even the popular kids, even the everybody, because it was just a part of development. So I think that's a really big one, and something that I would share with young people, even though they wouldn't believe you, because none of them really are going to admit to it. Like your
Right.
popular kids, they're not. But yeah, it's development. I thought
Okay.
I was just lacking.
Okay. So the last one is from that video you sent, and it's 10 things I no longer believe in, and it's a YouTube video posted by Evan Carmichael,
Hmm.
and I really liked it. So the 10 things that he no longer believes in is one, you need to figure everything out by 30. And when he said that, I was like, "Oh, that was late," because I was like, I needed to have everything figured out by the time I was 25, but I wasn't expecting to get to 30. So 25 was my cutoff. And then two was forgiveness doesn't mean forgiving or forgetting. And I like that one because I struggled with that a lot. It's like I can forgive you, but it doesn't mean that I have to forget everything that you've done. And then three is it's impossible to make everyone happy. And I was like, yes, I spent half of my life trying to make my maternal figure happy, and that wasn't gonna work. And then four, leaders are born, not made. And I was like, I hadn't heard that one before. Have you guys heard that one?
Yes.
Because I hadn't heard that one. I was like, but practice makes perfect. So, yeah, I hadn't heard that one. And then five, wait for the perfect moment to start. That was so me. It was like as soon as the stars and the moon and the sunlight lines up, I can start this. And then six, being an introvert is a weakness. And I'm an introvert. I never thought it was a weakness though. Seven, money is the root of all evil. Eight, if you're not good at something right now, you never will be. Nine, you can control everything. And 10, it's too late to change.
That one stung. You can control everything. I still feel like
Yes.
I'm getting there.
Yeah, those last two. Because people are like, so when are you gonna get married? And I'm like, oh, I'm too old to get. I'm like, it's too late for me to get married. I'm too set in my ways. You know? But yeah, I was just like, okay. And so the other thing was the old wives' tales and where they've come from. Okay. So the first one I kind of had an issue with. So it's the Baba Black Sheep, 1731. So it says, though most scholars agree that Baba Black Sheep is about a great custom on tax on wool that was introduced in 1275, Its use of the color black and the word master led some to wonder whether this was a racial message as its center. Its political correctness was called into question yet again in the latter part of the 20th century, with some schools banning it from being repeated in classrooms and others simply switching the word black for something deemed less offensive. In 2011, news outlets reported on the proliferation of Baba rainbow sheep as an
What?
alternative. I know. I'm like,
Whatever.
Man, if they
I'm like,
don't.
there aren't any rainbow sheep. Sheep come in white and black. What the what? So I wanted you guys because you guys are more into you guys recognize the racial things more than I do.
I
So
almost said something so inappropriate, but I better keep my mouth closed because, man.
so I thought I'm like, okay, maybe it's just me. So I mean, rain okay. There is no rainbow sheep. I okay. I
They
don't
just
know.
trying to be funny.
Okay.
They trying to be funny.
Okay.
They trying to be funny.
Okay. I thought it was just me because I'm just like, I don't okay. Sheep come in black and white. I just keep going back to that. So
I think a lot of people, especially in our age of information and free liberal thinking, they don't want they like to run from reality.
Hmm.
okay.
That's all it boils down to. Like I understand, yeah, you're free to think it, but does it make it right?
Doesn't make any sense even. Come on.
Right. Right. So the next one is Mary Mary Quite Contrary, 1744. Um, contrary is one way to describe a murderous psychopath. When I
What?
yeah, so this popular English nursery rhyme, which reads like a solicitation for gardening advice, is actually, according to many, a recounting of the homicidal nature of Queen Mary the First of England, aka Bloody Mary. A fierce believer in Catholicism, her reign as queen from 1553 to 1558 was marked by the execution of hundreds of Protestants, silver bells, and cockle shells. And this understanding are actually torture devices, not gardening accoutrements. So, what do you think of that one?
She was
Is
just a
that a
modern day witch.
is that true?
That's where Mary Mary quite contrary came. That's where it comes from.
Wait. I missed the part. I must have dazed off. Where did it come from?
From Queen Mary the First of England,
But but
aka Bloody Mary.
but
You're talking about the origin, the nursery rhyme. Is that what
Yes,
you're asking about, Marvel?
yeah.
yes,
Mary, Mary,
yes,
quite contrary.
yes. This is the
How
nursery
does your
rhyme,
garden grow with silver bells and cockle shells? Something
and
all in a
pretty
row or
Yeah,
maids,
something.
and pretty
I
And
maids
pretty
all in a
mazes.
row.
now I didn't know it came from her, but by them saying that she was that the other lining of her being crazy and whatever, I would have thought they probably would have said she was a witch.
Yeah, no, no, she was marked by execution of hundreds of Protestants. Yeah, yep,
She was the queen, so they wouldn't call her a witch.
yeah,
That was
But
forbidden
they
or off
they
with your head.
couldn't.
yep.
Right.
And if they did, they wouldn't to her face because they consider her a murderous psychopath.
Off with your head.
Yep, exactly. And then our last
Doorbells and taco shells.
and then our
Okay.
last one, Ring Around the Rosie, 1881. Considering that some of today's classic nursery rhymes are more than 2 centuries old, there are often several theories surrounding their origins and not a lot of sound proof about which argument is correct. But of all the alleged nursery rhymes backstories, Ring Around the Rosie is probably the most infamous. Though its lyrics and even its title have gone through some changes over the years, the most popular contention is that the sing-songy verse refers to the 1665 Great Plague of London. The rosy is the rash that covered the afflicted, the smell from which they attempted to cover up with a pocket full of posies. The plague killed nearly 15% of the country's population, which makes the final verse, ashes, ashes, we all fall down, rather self explanatory.
That one
Children,
I had heard of.
children are so cruel. Why would they? Who would make a song like that?
I bet you it was adults making all of these.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
I bet you, yeah.
Yeah. So now that you know their his a little bit of their history, are you going to be teaching your future generations these nursery
We
rhymes?
never really did in our family. I
No,
don't.
we ain't do
I
that foolishness.
We ain't really do. Mm-mm.
Oh,
Those
so
are crazy. I have one. It's not a nursery rhyme, but it's something that somebody used to do but changed. It's a story some people may have heard before about a lady married and she would cook a roast and she would always take the roast and cut off half of it and put it in the oven and serve it up. And one day her husband musters up the courage to ask her, why are you always throwing half of the roast out? And she said, because my mama did it. I don't know. So she called her mom. And I think the mom had to call her mom because she said her mom did it as well, right?
mhm,
And come to find out, it's because they had smaller meat was still the set, animals are the size of animals, but the pans were smaller and the stoves were smaller. So back in the day, she cut off half of it and used that for their dinner. And then they didn't have refrigerators, right? So
right,
it had to be thrown out. Now I don't know why they didn't. It wasn't given to somebody, but whatever. So coming through these generations, and how we and it was just a testament of how we do things because mama
Mama
did it,
did it.
grandma did it, yeah,
right.
without any investigation, any real thought. But she's throwing away half of the meat and have a big enough pan to cook the whole thing. But out of tradition, I just throw it away because that's what my mama did. Because that's what her mama did.
Wow.
I thought
Hmm.
that was kind of a funny story when I read that.
That that is funny.
Make it
Okay,
dummy.
so we're going to move on to our segment. So we're going to start with building better relationships. We're going to have a chore night together. So grab your loved one and pick a chore and do it together. And then um, I came up with the new one.
Oh, can I
It's
add to
called,
that?
oh, go ahead.
Auntie. So as far as chores, and this is something I find to be very sexy and intimate, washing dishes together. And I mean literally why not somebody wash and somebody rinse, but you make the water really nice and soapy and
Hmm.
you more or less massage each other's hands while you're
Mm.
washing the dishes. Like do it together.
Oh,
I've done
okay.
that a couple of times and
Man, don't put that soap in my hand. What is wrong with you, man?
Auntie, Okay, Auntie Janisha was creating this very romantic, sensual,
Intimate.
intimate scenario thing, and then you had to come and spoil it.
Put all it. Dawn dishwashing detergent takes grease out of everything. So you finna dry my hands up. Negative.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
Well, you know, I'm into massage, so that it
For
works.
those who are romantics at heart, listen to Auntie Janisha. Don't veto Auntie Marva.
so so let's wash the dishes together, but then we're done. Take you some nice, you know, oil and moisturize my hands before we have a problem.
Right.
And get sensual with that.
See, it will lead right on into that. Now you're sitting
Um,
together, face to
right.
face, massaging lotion on its hands. It puts the lotion on its skin. It puts the lotion
On
on
its
its
skin.
skin.
Yeah. Jeez. What a mood killer, Auntie Marva.
And then we went into the psychopath movie with it.
Right?
Silence of the Lambs. This show right here is one for the books.
Right. Welcome to
Goodness. Happy New
2025.
Year. Right.
So my new segment that I came up is for parent and children to build their relationship, and it's called I See You, I Hear You. And what you're going to do is you're going to sit down with the calendar and each of your children, and you'll go through and pick a night, and you will spend 1 hour with that child gets 1 hour, and you guys can do whatever activity you would like. And now we're going to move to Auntie Janisha's new one of her new segments, and is what were you thinking, Auntie Janisha?
Oh, please tell me what they were thinking when they came up with that Cybertruck. I know we've been here for some months, maybe even a year. It might even be a year or two, but I can't. It hasn't grown on me yet, and I don't think it will.
It's
That
the
Tesla
ugliest.
Cybertruck, that is
It's
why.
so ugly.
And then I
It
saw a
looked.
camouflage one day, and then there was another one with a rack on the top. Like they just ain't gonna stop. It's
Did you
I don't
see
know.
Wiz Khalifa's video when he was talking about it? There was it was during shout out what is this Sharp the
Shannon
interview,
Sharp,
Shannon
Shay
Sharp
Shay.
interview. Shay
Mm-hmm.
Shay, Uncle Shay Shay, and Uncle Shay Shay was talking about it. He was like, man, if I had all the money in the world, I still won't buy anything. It's ugly.
It is.
It
It looks like
is.
some kids put together some Legos, and that's what they came out with.
He probably let his daughter draw a picture and took that as inspiration.
Mm-mm.
Right?
Take her crayons, take her markers, and don't give
Right?
them back.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
No. Yeah, it is very ugly. It's so funny because Auntie Janisha was at her truck stop, and she said something about this ugly, and I knew exactly what she was talking about.
Oh, about the kids and the
I
yeah. It
was
looked like
like,
some teenagers were they had some scrap parts of metal and pasted them together, or like you said, a Lego set, because it's all squared off and really it's weird. It's weird. But
it's,
you know what it goes with? Auntie Marva, you know what it goes with?
What?
Kanye West, them little outfits he came up with a
Yeah,
few years
yeah,
ago with them little
yeah.
ugly shoes. That looked
Mm-hmm.
like the total get up right there. The shoes,
mm-mm.
the clothes, and that car. That looked like that's what's up. Not not
So
though.
Auntie Marva, I said to Auntie Janisha, I said, it looks like a spaceship. And Auntie Janisha was like, would you say, Auntie Janisha? She was
I don't
like,
know, cause I have so many thoughts about that
she,
thing. What did I
she,
say?
she said, it's an insult to spaceships.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because look, every spaceship you've ever heard of, and for those of you like myself who's actually seen something, they have really unique, very cool looking, sexy designs. Ain't nothing. That thing, no,
she said
not
it
at
was
all.
she said it was an
Not at
insult to
all.
spaceships.
I think not.
Okay, we gonna move to Auntie Barbara for career corner.
Cause I could go on all day about that thing.
Man, oh man. Career corner. So I was thinking about people and moving around and moving about. Um, we still coming off of COVID, right? So a lot of people still working hybrid and remote. But there has been a huge push of getting people out of the house and coming back into the office because a lot of corporate offices are sitting abandoned. So they're really pushing for people to come outside, come out, get out. Um, and so I was like, okay, I am one of those people that like to move about. Like I like a job that allows me to be kind of free and move, right? And I thrive better in that atmosphere. So I was like, well, what other jobs? I'm not giving my job up, so y'all can have my job. But what kind of other jobs that would allow someone to go about and move about and be free? And I thought about it, and I said, flight attendant.
Hmm.
So I went and I looked up several different companies, and I discovered two in particular are hiring for flight attendants. Um, you do not need experience, but you have to be certified. You need training and certification, and they pay you for said training and certification. So you could either go to linkedin.com or go directly to the company sites and fill out an application for uh, companies hiring for flight attendants. One, American Airlines. They are looking for uh, flight attendants, and they're looking to train you to join their company. Another great one is Delta Airlines. Delta Airlines, they are looking for a ton. Again, go to linkedin.com or you can go to their website, and we'll have the links in the bio. But they are not only Delta Airlines is in connection with several other airlines around the world. One being Air France, another being I can't think of the other one. I was about to say it just now, and because I didn't finish the thought, it has left me. But Air France is one of those their affiliate flight companies. But they will train you. You do have to have training, but they will pay you to train, and then you have to complete so many hours of flight travel in order for you to to be free and move about. But they teach you everything you need to know, and they are looking for some new flight attendants. And this particular link that with American Airlines, it is a flight attendant trainee link application. So you are literally applying to become a trainee um, for American Airlines. So, and then the Delta Airlines, it's the same thing. If you can actually do training, flight training, learning with any of the companies, and then once you're done, you completed and you've completed whatever contract that you have with that flight attendant, you can change and go about and apply for flight attendant positions with any of the airlines. So yeah, that is one. And then that's two, sorry. And then the third one, this one is a little more broad. It is one company, but I was still trying to stay within that realm, not necessarily moving about, but I was thinking of hospitality. Um, IHG Hotels has tons of opportunities available within their corporation. They have hotels all around the country. Again, this is hospitality. So um, we'll have this link in the bio as well. You'll go to ihg.com in the careers tab, and they have so many opportunities. to working in the kitchen, working in the front desk, hotel controller, agent, front desk. Like I said, they have part time and full time, room attendants, chefs. They have bartenders, cooks, entertainment managers. Um, Tons of opportunity there. Like I said, all around the country, and you do not, for a lot of these positions, you again do not need experience. My goal was to find things that does not require experience. That way, we can give you guys a better opportunity to hopefully land in some of these opportunities. You dig? So go to the bio, click the links in the bio, fill out the application, and go get that job because you can't have mine.
Yay. Thank you,
Yay!
Auntie Marva.
You
Okay,
are welcome.
Auntie Janisha, we're ready for your new one, Auntie's Bookshelf. Hit us.
All right. This month, or actually last month on Auntie's bookshelf, what was pulled from the shelf is The Garden Within by Dr. Anita Phillips. It's a New York Times bestseller. And as I even began to read the foreword, I saw why. And the foreword is by Sarah Jakes Roberts. But it is about the um, addressing the trauma and the emotions and everything, and how we can twist and turn and really look at those and embrace the things that we don't really want to face, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
start cultivating. It's like plucking weeds, I guess, in a garden.
Yeah.
You pluck the weeds out so that other things can grow and flourish. That's kind
Mm-hmm.
of what the book helps you to do. I really enjoyed reading it. It's really easy reading. It's only um, about 200 pages, a little over 200 pages. Not very long, but she does a really good job. I heard her in an interview, and somebody else mentioned the book, and I decided to get it. It's a very good book. So it's
Oh, okay.
called The Garden Within, and the subtitle is Where the War with Your Emotions Ends and Your Most Powerful Life Begins by Dr. Anita Phillips.
Oh,
And
perfect.
I'll be back
Okay.
next month with another one.
Yay. Okay. We we're over, but I at least want to do at least two in open topics. We'll do the first two. Okay, the first one. If you had a parrot, what would you teach it to say?
Ooh, 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 ooh. Let me not, because again, I like very morbid or horribly inappropriate jokes and and content. So I don't think I need a talking animal. 'Cause that animal gonna be put my business in the streets, and I work in corporate America. So yeah, let's let's not. Let's
Okay.
not. We ain't
I,
doing it.
okay. I think Chinese.
This might be egotistical of me, but I would probably teach it to say my name.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
cute.
Tanisha.
That is cute. Nope.
Tanisha.
I would teach mine to say whatever. I'm over it. I used to say that to my mom all the time, and oh my gosh, it would just she would just be like so frustrated
So,
because
so
she'll
it's
be yelling at me. Because she'll be yelling at me, and I'm walking away, and I'm like, whatever, I'm over it, and I just walk away. She's just like,
Cruising for a bruising.
right. And so the other one, our last one, does round or square pizza taste better?
mm, mm.
I
So
I
them
tend
little skinny pizza, them little cheap square pizzas from Totino's, they square. Them little things be hitting now.
yeah.
I
I
haven't
like
had
the square
those.
ones, but you didn't say the wedge at all, which is the traditional one. Or is that the round one? Is that the round one you're talking about? Or is the round one a
Yeah.
personal pan? Because now you got
No,
my
girl.
mind
You
No.
spinning.
over you just being greedy right now.
No,
Right?
I'm
No,
not.
because bro, she's talking about a pizza pie. That's
Right. So no,
what?
what I
Okay.
was gonna say is the wedge on the bigger one, right? I enjoy eating that from the like my crust first and then come up the front the regular way.
Uh,
So
Wait,
uh, uh,
what?
okay,
wait, what?
like I eat my Snickers, like I'll eat
That's
the nougat
diabolical.
off, like I cut it down the middle, like not in
And
half, but
and that
down
always
an eighth
annoyed
inch.
me. You something some see, and we talking about Mary, Queen Mary, and this girl eating pizza backwards and eating the nugget off of a Snicker bar. I'm
So I
trying.
can have more nuts with the caramel and chocolate. That's the
That
best
is
part, not the nugget. I
So,
get
Aunt,
I'm like getting rid of that. But
Auntie
yeah.
Janisha, that is Auntie Marva's subtle way of saying you're a sociopath.
I, just because I like what I like how I like it.
Notice she said she's getting rid of the nugget, but she's literally eating it.
Right?
Big greedy.
Oh wow. I might need to reread this book because you're putting something in my spirit. You're putting something in my soul.
Big and
I
greedy.
never
That's a
thought about it.
shame. That's a shame.
Oh, wow.
I really don't see
Oh,
the problem though. I
I'm
don't see
sure
the
you
problem.
don't, sister. I'm sure you
right?
don't. I
Oh,
love
my
you. I
gosh.
love you so much.
Oh my gosh. This is like, I just love this time because I just get to hang out with you two and just laugh.
Everyone's not laughing right now because I, f- I feel attacked.
You're
I
feeling attacked.
and to my credit, I wouldn't even eat y'all's pizza. I'd just be over there worried about my own and my Snickers, minding my business.
Yeah, but we can't even enjoy ours because we're wondering what else you're gonna disturb after you finish messing up this backward slice of pizza.
Well, so your mom and I went to a pizza place and she was making fun of me because I was eating my pizza with the knife and a fork. And she was like,
Oh,
you're
come
supposed to
on.
pick it up with your hands.
So
And
let me get this straight.
This might be some Capricorn stuff.
it might be.
I need to back up here for a second.
Yes.
She was arguing about, was it a personal size pan or was it a wedge? And then she said she eats it crust first. So you mean to tell me, even on a personal pan, you don't pull them apart? You just pick the whole thing up and start biting it? Because that's the only way you've arrived at not eating a slice of pizza, how normal people eat slice of pizza.
Are you talking to me? You analyzing my,
Yes, I
what
am.
you must
I
know.
thought she was going
No,
to
no.
me.
Each
I
one of those pieces on the personal pan, I eat it from the direction of which side has the less stuff on it, because like the cheese will fall to one
yes,
side or whatever. I'll eat
yes, yes.
the side with the less stuff on it. So it just depends for that
That's just
piece.
that's just greedy, girl, because we all know we want to eat the pizza with all the stuff on it. So you getting
Right.
rid of the other pieces first so you
That's the way
can
I do
she's
everything.
saving, she's saving the best for last.
That's how I do everything. Like I'll eat my dessert first and then eat my food because I like savory food over sweet food. So now I thought everybody had a rhythm to what they do. And everybody does. You're not gonna make me feel bad. I read Dr. Anita's book. I'm not gonna
In
do it.
in
I'm
your
not gonna do it.
defense, in your
My
defense,
garden was thin.
I sympathize because I eat my M&Ms like that. I will, or
By
Skittles, I will
color,
dump them
right?
all out and I make little
Hmm.
piles of every color. And each pile has
There
to
you
have
go.
that color in the pile. And I start with the smaller piles first.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Because
No.
it's like if there's five colors to each pile, right? Five or six
Right.
colors to each
Right.
pile. But then after a while, I've run out of orange. So
Hmm.
now all of these piles will be minus an orange. Then I run out of orange and red. And all of these piles will be minus those two. And then I run out of blue and so forth and so forth and so forth, all the way down to one of whatever that final color is. Because you run out of colors. And
That's wrong.
so I start to eat with the piles that are lacking.
No, you cannot do it that way anymore.
Why
You
Wait,
have
not?
to do
what?
it. You do your piles, but it has to be by color. And then you do the color that you don't like the most. And you come on down that way just by color, not by
No, you make the
you're doing it
piles, but
wrong.
you have to eat them with every color in the pile.
No,
But
no.
when while you're eating that pile, you save your favorite color for last because the whole point of having all the different flavors is to eat within variety.
No. That sounds
Mm.
too much like symmetry or something.
It
No.
is.
See?
Okay, you know what? We
I'm
we
learning too
we
much about my little sister on this
we
call.
no we I would
We're gonna
love to
scrap this show.
no, I would love to explore this more, but we are way over, so we really have to
The
end.
science of
We
eating.
hope
Girl,
everyone
you
had
she
we
know I
hope
love math.
right.
Stop playing.
We hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful new year. And we just wish that everyone has a prosperous, happy, healthy new year. And
Right.
we will catch everyone next month. And we look forward to entertaining you more in our third season. And on that note, everyone be safe. Love you guys. Thanks for all your
If
support.
Auntie, I promise you this: if they eat their M&Ms the way Marva just said, they can just don't even worry about coming back over here. Just go on now,
No,
go
no,
on now here,
we are
go
not
on now.
we are
Eat.
not discriminating on how people eat their M&Ms
Well, me and my M&M,
or their
my
pizza.
strategically symmetric M&M eaters will sit over here while you and your sociopathic pizza eaters stay over there.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good good night.
Good riddance to some of you, and good night to others.